Seeing the Taliban take control of Afghanistan after the U.S. planned to withdraw earlier this month brought up old feelings for many Vietnamese Americans. Two recent UC Davis grads decided to turn those feelings into action by writing letters to Afghans. Trang Nguyen is co-spearheading this project and joins us now. Hi, Trang. Thanks for joining us.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Trang, can you tell us what inspired you to start reaching out to the Afghan community?
What inspired me? I think when I heard about this news for the first time about a couple weeks ago, my heart immediately thought of an event that is very something that talks about a lot in my community, Vietnamese community, because in 1975, we actually had an event that is very similar to what's currently happening now, where the US military actually pulled out from the country, and as a result of that, many lives actually had to suffer, and people were in a situation where they had to decide whether or not to stay in the country or to move, and which decision that they made, they had no idea what's ahead of them. And so because of that, I really felt like I had to do something. My friend and I, who are connected to this community, thought that we have to do something in order to express our sympathy and provide any kind of support that we can in order to help them to go through this situation better.
And have you had any back and forth contact with people in Afghanistan? What have those conversations been like, if you have?
Right, not directly to people in Afghanistan, but with some people in the communities around here in Sacramento, which is where I'm residing. And so I've been contacting people on Facebook, on social media, as well as different organizations that provide support for the Afghan communities. And we've been just discussing and talking about how their experiences, the hardships that they go through. But hopefully in the future, we'll have direct connection with people in Afghanistan as well.
And you are a first-generation Vietnamese-American. You touched on this a bit. What was it like hearing your family's stories of leaving, growing up?
Right. So for me, I was born at the time when I didn't have direct experience with how hard it was, but hearing stories of how people had to leave behind their families. A lot of families were actually separated during this time. They left behind their house, everything that they worked their whole life for, and a lot of them actually had to sacrifice their lives on their way to the US as well. So definitely in these times when there are refugees from different countries, I really do want to extend my support as much as I can in order to help their transition to a new country go more smoothly.
And have you had more talks with your family since the fallout in Afghanistan?
Yes, definitely with some of them, with my parents, and just being able to share the experience. And they told me a little bit more about what their experience was like. My immediate family didn't leave the country right at the time when the war was happening, but my parents and I actually left later. However, for many years, our family were separated because of that incident that took place in 1975. So I definitely can relate to some of the experience that the Afghan communities are going through right now as well.
Yeah, for sure. And you have some initiatives to bring support in the Bay Area, including at UC Berkeley. Can you tell us about what you and your partner Lan Nguyen are doing locally?
Right, so it's not just UC Berkeley alone, but we're actually reaching out to many different universities and supportive groups, coalitions to really ask for any sort of support that we can provide. And right now, we're currently writing letters expressing our sympathy to them. And writing letters seems so small, such a small act, but I do think that in this time when many family members are going through a tough time, then it's very important that we not only provide them the monetary support that they need or the supplies alone, but also the emotional support, just to let them know that there are people out there who might not be directly in their community who still care for them and would do anything within our power to help them go through this time.
Yeah, that support can make a big difference. Trang Nguyen, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.